All right, man. Frank Martin is back popping his shit after pulling out the Shakur Stevenson fight. I got some intel on that too. He calls out William Zepeda, said he want to fight William Zepeda, but then again he pulled out versus Shakur Stevenson, so nobody's taking him serious. And I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about that as well too. But also, this comes off the heels after Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda took a picture and kind of seemed like they actually wanted to fight each other. So Frank Martin said, "I really want William Zepeda," and we all know PBC don't do too many cross promotions. He said the noises died around Frank Martin, Hines on boxing, but some fans won't let him hear the end of it. 28-year-old has always wanted to become a champion, although the lightweight division is filled with killers. He seems just fine with going through whoever to reach his goal. Shakur Stevenson, the former silver medalist, multi-division champion, was offered to the Detroit native to make it more interesting. A vacant WBC title was on the line. Several other names at 135 pounds and sued a chance to fight Stevenson, but Martin quickly accepted. Once news broke, fans began drooling. Two slick southpaws going at it for a title. What more could you ask for? But while they began playing out different scenarios in the minds, Martin pulled out, immediately becoming the bad guy. It's still unknown to the full extent on the reason why. I'm gonna tell you why. What I heard allegedly, but Martin did allude to financial disagreement being the factor. Stevens unsurprisingly went on to score a victory over El Del Santos. Martin, in the meanwhile, is still on the hunt for our next opponent. Normally soft smoking and a bit aloof when it comes to his competition. Martin isn't the biggest fan of calling out fighters. However, this time around, he made the exception. I really want William Zepeda, said Martin on the boxing voice. That's a really, really good fight. He said, I'm gonna have a sit down with my team and see if we can push that for me and I can get the WBA belt. So maybe then at that point, he may spin the block and then fight Shakur Stevens in a fight that would be bigger. They got a storyline. It could be a unification bout, okay? But all right, so before we unpack all that shit, um, what happened with him was basically Al Heyman was taking a big percentage out of his check. Errol Spence was getting a big percentage out of his check. So they gave him like $1.3 million because he asked for a little bit more. And then next thing you knew, he pulled out the fight. And I heard Al Heyman, with the more money he make, obviously like taxes, the more money he take. And Al and Earl Spence was taking a huge amount of money out of this kid's purse. And he just said, I guess he just said no, he said no. They gave him everything. They gave him everything that he asked for. You know what I'm saying? They gave him everything he asked for. And that's coming from Top Rank. They gave him the 1.3, and then next thing you know, he pulled out. But they were saying that Al Heyman and Earl Spence was taking so much out of his purse that he just decided not to go through with it. You know. So so that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, but that's why. That was why. So I still think he would have made more money in his last fight. The last guy he fought, Arnold, they were saying, over at Top Rank, he only made $100K. So still, unless they was taking his whole check, you know what I'm saying? Unless they still was taking his whole check, he still was gonna make out like a fat rat. He still gonna make more money than he made. And maybe maybe that wasn't enough for him. Maybe that wasn't enough. But yep, that's the good word. So I don't think it was a thing of him being scared, And I always thought it was a thing of Al Heyman saying, nope. That's what I thought it was a thing of Al Heyman just not wanting him to go over there. But they said they was taking out a lot of money out of his purse. That was the rumor. They was taking out a tremendous amount of money out of his purse. So they decided not to go through with it. You know. And now, Al Hammond strapped for cash. Let's kind of see, like you seen with Lil Boosie going at artists for using sampling his music without clearance. When dudes start getting tight for money, they start penny pinching. He fighting the Fed case, so the Feds win 100% of the time because even their conviction rate, it floats between 97 98%. Even though their conviction rate float between that percentage, right? Check this out, but you got to think about. They bankrupt or they depleted. I don't know if it's true bankruptcy. They depleted a lot of money from Murder Inc. So even though, even if you beat the feds in court, right, you done lost a tremendous amount of money trying to beat the feds. So really you lose. You lose. Because you lost all your money trying to fight the feds. But nonetheless, him and Zepeda would be a good fight. I mean, but what's so funny about it, now you see William Zepeda and Shakur Stevenson taking pictures talking about fighting. Now Frank Martin trying to wedge his way in there. Now Zepeda did come out after the Shakur Stevenson fight with Edwin De Los Santos, and he said, I want to fight him. And we know Golden Boy, they down for the cause. They're sending, even though they fighters stay getting their ass whooped, they're sending their fighters anywhere. They're sending their fighters anywhere. So, like I said before, Golden Boy down for the cause. But that actually be a good fight, bro. Frank Martin like to come forward. Zepeda like to come forward. That's really a fight of the year candidate. But I just can't see Al Hammond making it. Now they work with Golden Boy for the Ryan Garcia fight and all that type stuff. They sure did. They work with Golden Boy and all that type stuff. I think Fulton. They said Fulton said he don't know when he coming back. And hopefully that $4 million he reinvested and he make that shit stretch or both. Because when you piss off Al Hammond, bro, he ain't gonna get in where you fit in. He wants you to do exactly what you tell him to do. He wants you to do exactly what he wanted him to do. And Frank Martin did what he wanted to do. So Frank Martin should be getting put on pretty soon. He pulled out that fight. You know what I'm saying? He pulled out that fight. He did Al Hammond a solid. And Al Hammond, if it's true that Al Hammond and Earl Spence was going to take a big chunk of money, and that's why he didn't end up doing it, that shit weak as hell. And what's so funny is now all that stuff starting to trickle down from the fans, from the promoters to the fans, where these promoters are talking guys out of taking life-changing fights, big money fights. But him and Zepeda, that's one of the best action-packed fights to make. Zepeda come forward, throw a lot of punches. Frank Martin come forward, throw a bunch of punches. That's gonna be a fight of attrition. And I think Shakur Stevenson really need both of them. He need guys that's gonna come forward and make the fight and press him and make him move his hands. He need those type of opponents. Truth be told, he need those type of opponents. He really do. He need guys that's gonna make him look exciting. Not guys that's gonna come in there and not try to fight. He need them aggressive fighters. He really do. So he need Frank Martin and William Zepeda. In a way, he need them more than they need him. Because he needs to look exciting. He needs to look really, really exciting. Especially coming off of pedestrian stuff. But, can Al Hammond finesse his way in there and make that fight with Williams Zepeda? I'm pretty sure they're going to try to get a belt on the line. Now, He said he want to try to get that for the WBA belt. Now, at the end of the day, now Tank did say he didn't want the Super WBA belt. So maybe, Frank Martin and William Zepeda could fight for that belt. Now, it's also a rumor that Al Heyman probably promised him. I said it's a rumor that Al Heyman probably promised him that they were going, give him a Gervonta Tank Davis fight. Now, I don't know how true that is. Now, Isaac Cruz is number one in the WBA. Tank is the Reggie belt. The belt is vacant. Tank said he don't want the belt. I believe it when I see it. And then, Isaac Cruz is fighting Tank next, right? Then Zepeda is number two. And then Frank Martin is number three. So that could be a possibility if Tank stand on his word. So thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially want to support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. I appreciate the love, support. Don't forget to check out my new channel, Free Game 89, FREE Game 89. Yeah, hit all that in the description. Check out my Detroit channel, Mercy Sports Talk. All that's in the link tree as well too. Appreciate the love, support. Peace.